Good morning, everybody. My name's Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. This is probably going to be a very short, it might even be a little disjointed video. I'm not feeling 100% myself today, so I'm hoping that I can just sort of pull this together without making a big mess. What I wanted to talk about was if you menu plan, uh, shop accordingly to get your groceries, and prep your foods and whatnot ahead of time, does that help get the meals on the table for somebody who is maybe compromised in some fashion? For me, I'm a big planner. Now, when I have to be very careful about my dollars, I plan from what I have. I look in my freezer and I say, okay, I've got this and this and this. If I only buy these few things here, I can make these meals. That's how I would plan if I had to watch every dollar. If I had a little bit of extra money and I wanted to just get what we wanted, I would make a menu plan accordingly. But I'm a big believer in making the plans. I'm not very good at sticking to them all the time, but I'm a big believer in making the plans. It's like budgeting. I can't live without a budget. I need to know where everything is. So, for example, if you have 7 nights that you know that are in your week that you're going to be eating, it is recommended that you only plan 5 suppers, because usually there's one night that you will have takeaway, one night you'll have leftovers. If you don't have takeaway, there might be a couple of your meals that you can use as a sort of a clean out the fridge or whatever, just to make sure that you're not wasting the food. Nothing worse than cooking for 2 people, buying food for what you think is 4 people, and having it all go bad in your refrigerator. That's just a huge waste. So, and then I plan a little bit ahead. So I have, just gonna show you a notepad here. I've been doing it just in a notebook, but I found these pads that you get one for each day of the week, and then you have the one slot that says next week. So then you can sort of plan ahead, like if there's something that you're wanting to make special, or if there's a special occasion, you can put it into the next week category. And then when you're doing your groceries, you know that that's coming up, or you've got company or a holiday or something. Does it always help to have that all done? No. No, sometimes you get up and you look at it and it says, oh, we're supposed to have shepherd's pie. And you think, I don't want to make shepherd's pie today, or I don't feel like eating shepherd's pie today. Well, you don't have to. You've got a whole bunch of other meals that you have already got the food in the house for. You can make one of the other meals. For me, I know usually my good time is early in the day, so I need to food prep early in the day. If I don't food prep early in the day, come supper time, I'm not going to want to do it. So for me, I need to think about it first thing, or think about it the night before to take meat out and whatnot. Today, very easy day. I'm not feeling great. I looked at the calendar and it said craft dinner. Well, you can't get much easier than craft dinner for dinner. And you can't do it ahead of time because it would be mushy. So therefore, you have to do it at dinner time. Well, it's 5:45 and we haven't done it. And I am going to do it, but it's going to be a later meal for us today. It'll probably be 6:30 when we get it. Just because I wasn't feeling like doing it, and my husband wasn't super hungry, or he would have got up and done it. And so we just will have it a little bit later. So it doesn't always help to have them planned if you don't prep. But if I was to say, want shepherd's pie tomorrow, I don't need to do shepherd's pie is on my menu, but I have some in the deep freeze. But say I was wanting to have it tomorrow, I could always have the meat out today, cook the meat or peel the potatoes and just cover them with water and put them in the fridge. Tomorrow it's a lot easier to assemble that. That's the type of things that I'm talking about. So I'm going to leave that to be the how menu prepping can help, and does help if you stick to it. And it makes me feel better to know that I have some kind of a plan. Whether I'm successful or not, I like to have that plan. It makes me feel good, so that's good. And I'm, of course, going to tell a little story. It's not as maybe funny as some of them, but it's one that, it's two in one story. when I can't see at nighttime very well. I have night vision problems. And when I was young and a teenager, had just newly got my driver's license, and I was out with a girlfriend when I was driving, and we were on a very dark road. It's called the Barnett Highway. It was a highway, but it wasn't a well-run highway. At the time, it was a smaller highway. Now it's a bigger highway. But we were on the highway, and I turned to her and I said, "It's awful powerful dark out there, isn't it?" And she goes, "Yeah, it is." I said, "They should have street lights or something." I said, "It's really dark." Well, no sooner had I said that, till bloop, 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 here comes the pogey pulling me over. And does he come up and be nice? No, 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 no. He comes up to the side of the car, and I roll my window down, and he says, "I'm going to stand in front of your car, and you tell me what's wrong." So out he goes to the front of the car, and he's standing there, and I turned to my friend, and I said, "Can you see him?" She goes, "No." I said, "Neither can I." So he comes back to the window, and I said, "My headlights aren't on." He said, "You're right. Your headlights aren't on." I didn't get a ticket. I just was told to put my headlights on. But I thought, he could have just told me that. He didn't have to stand in front of the car. Anyway, so that was one of them. And then another one happened just outside of Quesnel. And the highway had a change of speed as you entered town. But I wasn't exactly sure where that change took place. And I was going to a little gift shop that was out that way. So I was coming out of town and I turned into the gift shop. Now, when I came out of the gift shop, I didn't know when I turned onto that highway, was I in the faster area or the slower area? I wasn't sure where that cutoff was. So until I could see a speed sign, I was just going to be very careful. So anyway, I was being very careful that I wasn't going to be going too fast. Too fast, I tell you, I never drove fast in my life. But anyway, here again comes the police officers, pull me over. And this woman, police officer, she comes up. And before I had a chance for her to say anything, I said to her, "I can't have been speeding." I said, "I was being very careful." And she looked at me. She said, "Speeding?" She said, "You were impairing traffic. I had to put my brakes on when I came up behind you." I said, "Well, I knew there was a speed change, but I didn't know where it was." And she goes, "Well, it's quite a few miles ahead. You've got to go faster." So anyway, first time in my life that I was told by a cop that I had to go faster. Anyway, that's my little story. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Hope you have a good day.